What's there?
All right, good evening again, guys. Just waiting while others come in. Some persons are asking, I'm not sure if you guys didn't see the slide
into what COVID is like. And I know I really hope that you guys like take this thing serious because this is not a joke. Like COVID is so serious and that
Ashley,
so
Ashley,
I'm begging, I'm craving your
Ashley,
prayers for him, but as the days progress, he is getting
beautiful. Anna, mute your mic as well. Beautiful. As you come in, remember to mute your mics. Hold on before anybody else gets accepted. Let me check. Is Dominique okay? All right then.
Yes, miss, I'm here.
Okay, good. Just checking sure that you're here. Let me check for somebody asking for help. All right, guys. Okay, beautiful. Admitting all, and remember that after 100, we can't admit anymore. All right. So turn on my camera and soon start sharing the screen, just giving everybody an opportunity to get in and get ready. See, Andrea? Okay. Skilly Ben, mute your mic, please. It's one name Skilly Ben. I'm not coming at people them cause a Skilly Ben.
Mommy.
Mute your left. Oh, I forgot I can't do that. I go mute all. Yes. And allowing to join. Tell them that I have a session happening now on YouTube and on Zoom so they can come. Some persons are asking about the YouTube room. It's the same room from last night for the YouTube, same link from last night for the what this one called? For the Zoom. All righty, still waiting for, all right, let me admit all. All right, waiting for, we're at 88 and some persons are messaging me. So I'm still waiting on them, right guys? So going to start very soon and we are on YouTube live this time without any sort of conflict. So we'll be on track, hopefully can finish in an hour 30 max and ready to go to getting into our essays fully. All right, guys, at 95, and we'll allow the others to come in when they are ready. Want to highlight the fact that some of you reached out to me from last night. The mic on, coming early. I don't know me already, seminar. Hello, are you hearing me?
We're here.
At 95. Right. So some of you reached out to me from as early as the session ended last night saying, all right, miss, this is what I have so far. Tell me what you think. What you think I can fix here. So all right, miss, just want to know, is my introduction going okay? And I'm something there. People were reaching out to me and, you know, really grateful for that, as well as really, really impressed by what I'm seeing, which means that you are just a little bit flustered, but you're on the right path. When I mean that a lot of you were on the right path, a lot of you did on the right path. No, my look. On the right path. And so really have to commend you guys. How many? All right, I see 3 in the waiting room. Let me just, I think I'll mash it up. All right, waiting room. Admit, yeah. And so, yeah, so that happened. As well as I got some, let me say some really good essays that I know for a fact say, if your teacher doesn't give you an A, I don't know. Someone really would need the help last night. You are just doubting yourselves. It's amazing. As well as you have some of you guys who still haven't grasped the context fully, which is why we're here tonight to ensure that everybody gets a little bit of understanding of what is happening. One more time, running the question because this question is very valid. Miss, send me the really good Tuana. Tuana. Oh, me for sending the people them essay. Right. Where was I? I wanted to ask the question again because I believe that there are still persons here who are guilty of this who have not started to read the book. Raise your hands if you haven't started reading the book. And nobody now war no because here one no, some people they have ready to read yet. Some people are gonna read the night before. So let me know where you are because the problem is, and I saw it last night. Chapter 1, that's fine, Nakia, you start. The problem is, guys, we end up with persons being a little confused because they have no idea what I'm talking about simply because you haven't read the book. You can lower your hand, Monique. Honesty is the best policy. Grateful for that. And I have just stuck at chapter 1, and that's understandable. It's not an interesting book if you don't really have a solid interest in Caribbean history and Caribbean civilization. I don't know book Bono love story, I don't know book Bocart. I don't know what we really want to jump on balance about. So you know, it really takes a lot of determination for you to really sit down and say, wow, amazing, fascinating. Admitting to, after this person, no mix on in there, after this person comes in, that's it. Everybody else have to join via YouTube. And so, because you have not started to read the book, you will be a little confused, especially from last time, because you cannot relate to anything that I'm saying. And that's fine. As well as I have a different teaching style than, well, I'm not even a different session style than what a typical teacher or a typical somebody would have. You understand me? And so unless you are on point with what is happening in the book, you probably won't get it. No, I also wanted to clarify from last night that someone pushed forward that, oh, miss, you're talking about the run revisionism, and what we learn about in class is historical revisionism, which they kind of threw me off before I could end the class, because I was trying to say, all right, then am I teaching these children foolishness? But then after clarifying with one of the lecturers, I was actually on the right path. It's just that I was specifying on one when there are actually many. And we'll get into that in the essay when we're going out through the essays and everything. What I want to say to you tonight is that we will basically be doing examples of essay together, which means that I need you to relate and speak with me so I know that you are on the right track. Persons on the YouTube, you as well. You can comment, you can send your question. I'm seeing the message right here. So I see when the information is coming in, and will definitely reply to you all as well. All the way I try, I get an A, right? So if you have your book reports and you have questions, you can ask your questions simply because you don't have to, well, you should, because nobody can get to exact work, but the problem is that everybody is tackling the same question, which means that everybody will be giving, in a way, similar answers. You understand me? So you don't have to be like, oh, let me just keep this side to myself. Because I don't want a girl to have it. A lot of you guys will be actually going in with basically the same essay, just different construct. So if you have a question, if you want to of your themes and ask about it, pinpoint your team and ask about it. What I'm encouraging in this pandemic is that each one help one, because you will give your grades, them now, so each one help one, which is why we're here in the first place. And so let me know when you're ready. Just text in the chat and say ready for us to go through thoroughly. You understand me? You too, YouTube. All right, I'm admitting these 3 in the class, which means that, guys, if you end up leaving the session, you can't join back because we're at the 100, yeah? All right, so I'm seeing ready from quite a few of you guys. All right, beautiful. All right, watch me. Ready? I'm going to share the screen. Remember, I'm not the pro, but I'm gonna do it nonetheless. Share screen. Share screen. And not a PowerPoint person, because too beautiful. I like to see the YouTube people them talking. So the YouTube people are ready as well, which means that we can only move forward from here. So you are asked to propose and give forward a book report, which is basically a summary of a book. You understand me? Highlighting what you have learned from the book or what is being discussed in the book for a person. And what you're doing is putting it in such a construct or in such a way that a typical person who have not read the book can read the book report and bring forward an understanding of what the book is about. You understand me? In our particular situation, we are putting forward something for persons to not only understand what the book is saying, but to link it to what is happening in Caribbean society and how it has contributed to Caribbean civilization. That is what a book report in a nutshell is. Get me so far, my side. Let me know if you get me so far. If your friends are asking to join the what what this thing name that I'm on? The Zoom. Let them know that the session is full and they'd have to join via YouTube. Beautiful. Zoom. Thank you, Brittany. All right. So that is what a book report is, which means that you are going to be writing a summary of Stuart Hall by Annie Paul. Everybody get that part so far? What is expected from you, because you are university students and you're taking it from an educational stance to educate, you will be using critical thinking skills, which basically means that you're able to analyze, interpret, and question things, as well as you're able to make relations to what is being said in the book. Because you're a university student, that is what is expected from you. So you will be using your critical thinking skills to put forward a 2,500 word essay for the layman person or an intellect to understand and to can verify. Everybody get me so far? Okay, beautiful. Seeing the yeses coming in. All right. How a book report is constructed is simple. There's very simple sections, and we'll be discussing this. I'm just doing a big run through. Your introduction, the body of your book report, and finally your conclusion. 3 parts that are needed to execute the project. However, in order to follow up those three sections with 2,500 words, you must 1, read the book, 2, be able to do some reading, external reading to can link to the book. You understand me? If you have not read the book and you're relying for exact points, the only way you will get that is if your classmates decide, say, them are go give you points. Giselle can tell how me send the message to the something there again to the somebody, if someone has the YouTube link, can you paste it in the chat for me, please, so I can send it to them that they'd have to join the YouTube. So what if you can't find? Thank you, Jana. Is Jana or Jana? Thank you, Jana. So what if somebody says, so what if you cannot, find time to read the book? Let me tell you something. You can find time to read the book simply because the book can be finished in literally 6-7 hours if you put the time forward. So if you decide that tomorrow night you're going to spend time after class reading the book with that determination, you can finish the book. May I tell you, say, you can finish the book. When I first read this book last semester, it took me the 1/2 day to read the book, to be able to come back and say to them, say, all right, guys, this is what the book is in a nutshell. The book can be read. The problem is not reading the book. The problem is enjoying the book. Because once again, the book is literally not the most fascinating and wow and read, so like, you know, unless you have that genuine interest in Caribbean history and culture, you won't find that thrill or that drive to read and enjoy the book. It's just facts. It's just facts. So because the book is what one would consider to be boring, call a spade boring, you kind of not feel the reason to read it. But trust me, the book is actually, well, for me, it's actually a very interesting book. And when you know what I realized, once you are starting to understand the book, you too start to realize that, oh yeah, this book is actually, it have a buzz when you understand. But don't worry yourself. If you haven't read the book as yet, probably with the things that you have got, especially because you are not, all right, let me tell you. You see, because you have to be reading the book too to put forward an actual you have to read the book and you have to read if you're taking information to put to an essay. Sometimes it can be stressful too, because you say, all right, should I put this in? Should I put this in? And it's 100 and how much? 152 pages worth of information that you're wondering what should be put in your essay. So, all right, I'm going to send a message to the waiting room. Ready? Good evening. bear with me. Good evening. Bear with me, 100. Good evening. The Zoom meeting has reached its full capacity. Please join us via YouTube, and then we Ctrl paste, Ctrl V, and then you press the enter and you say thank you for your understanding. Beautiful. All right, and same. There we go. Okay, back to you, my side. And so hopefully they'll join us on the Zoom. Yeah. So because you're struggling to read and collect information and put it in an essay to get a good grade, you are not really actually enjoying the book, because you know for a fact that if it was up to you, you would just read the book. You would just read the book. You probably would read the book. If them never tell us if you read the book, you know in your heart to heart, so you probably would read the book. You understand me? Which kind of serves as a deterrent to actually read and understand the book. So you need to treat the book as if the best best mystery, best Nancy Drew, or best romance story or whatever, in order to enjoy the way that persons who are interested in Caribbean history and the Caribbean culture would. You understand me? My side, same so. Good night, Miss Wilson. All right, this is send the message in the waiting room. We'll send it again another 2 minutes. What I want you to understand is that this space is a space for us to learn together. If you rely on someone to come and give you information step by step to do the big book report, next year when somebody come in and want the help, you can't go help them because you didn't know nothing. You understand? You never know anything. And so what I want for this space is for us to feel comfortable, to put our points together as a team, those on YouTube and those on what the next thing name, those on Zoom and those on YouTube. All of we are work as one big group, trying to make sure that all of we get a grade. It's a grade we are look. Your essay is expected to be send the running. Sorry about that running. Running. Right, your essay is supposed to be 2,500 words, but you don't necessarily have to have 2,500 flat, or what you can do is have around 2,000, 2,300, or if you feel like you're intelligent and you need some more words, you can probably go 2,550, 2,006. I would not recommend to go over, because there's a reason why they're putting it at that limit, so that they don't end up you don't end up lose yourself because you read too much something. You understand me? So we don't really feel like them something there. So we don't want them something there. You understand me? All right. So we're going to start. Sorry about that, guys. Students are still asking me about the link, and I want to ensure that everybody got a link. All right. So you're seeing my screen, my side. Let me put it at the pretty part. So I look like we'll start the session. All right, let me zoom out a little. Well, yes. No, one page at a time. All right, there we go. Let me pin this up here. Same so. Okay. All right. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're doing a Stuart Hall book report session, and we're going to get these A's what? We're gonna get these A's together. You understand me? And so how we go about doing this is that first we want to know what the question is asking. We know we did this last night, but some people are here who don't have no idea what took place last night, and those who did it last night still don't know what they want, but don't worry yourself. So what the question says is, assess the ways in which Caribbean history and revisionist ideas were reflected in Paul's examination of the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall, right? Let me come off of this here, of Stuart Hall. And so we want to, first of all, you want to know what assess mean, and you see it on the school board, which says that Assess talks about considering the value and importance to something, paying attention to the positive, negative, and disputable aspects, and citing the judgments of any known authorities as well as your own, which means that you are pinpointing the importance or the value, or you're paying attention to Caribbean history and revisionist ideas and how they were reflected in Ann Paul's examination of the work and impact of Stuart Hall. Caribbean history speaks about the significant eras and social issues lived and faced by Caribbean people. I asked her some yesterday and I would ask her some now. If you know it, pin in the chat. If you know, send it in the Google, in the YouTube. But you have things like colonization. You have things like the post-independence, post-emancipation. All those things are taking place. These are eras in Caribbean history. And while these eras are going from one era to another, one experience to another, we have social issues and social aspects that are faced by the Caribbean people. You understand me? And we view them via themes. Beautiful? Tell me if you don't get me so far. We're viewing them via themes. Now, revisionism is something that is not necessarily, you don't have a necessary set definition of what revisionism is. But what we know it is about is going back to something and taking a whole different view of it. So Sita gave one fancy information on the slide, which talks about the term, we can have historical revisionism, which identifies reinterpretation of a historical account. And you see the rest of it. And then you have, of course, because somebody said it to me last night that, oh, you're talking about the revisionism, went back to the lecture, and the lecturer is like, no, that's the thing. Revisionism isn't a sect thing. You can view revisionism in many ways. So you have revisionism taking place historically throughout the book. You have revisionism taking place socially throughout the book, and you have revisionism taking place by the author. Now, what you want to think about when you think about revisionism is this. Did this person go back on something that they learned or something that they know and give a new touch to it? You understand me? That's what it's asking. And why I linked it to Marxism is because Stuart Hall is, if you guys know, is a Marxist. And Marxism talks about a revolution to gaining authority or equality amongst all persons, both proletariats and bourgeoisies, everybody fit up on the same level. And what Marxism proposes is that we go about it violently. That's what Karl Marx, in a way, proposed. Kill the man them, kill them all, get rid of them, done the dirty man them, is a few time now. And what Stuart Hall pushed for was not necessarily violence, but more so an identity, integration, education, and just embracing who you are and seeing that you as a Caribbean people are worthy to be known as yourselves. You're worthy to make your own decisions. You're worthy to be seen as a unit. You understand me? That is what the revisionist part taking place when I speak about Marxism and Stuart Hall. So he wanted a revolution, but not a violent revolution, but more so a revolution of awareness and your mental state. And then, of course, you want to talk about what Stuart Hall literally revised, which means that he went into the fact that Miss Jessie, who is Miss Jessie? Tell me, who is Miss Jessie?
His mother.
His mom, beautiful. That's Stuart's mommy. So Jessie raised Stuart saying, look here, a white man run road. You understand me? It's a white person's world. We are minimal to the British, and we must do and say and live the way of the British. But it took Stuart Hall coming to England and realizing, but mommy, we ain't white, we ain't brown, we're black. And learning that based on his experience in England to come back and say, mommy, listen, to go back to what mommy is saying and challenge the mindset and the ideology that Jesse put forward in terms of colonization and Eurocentrism. You understand me? So that's how you look at revisionism, looking at parts in the book where certain parts in history or certain context is revised. If you want to look at revisionism as well, you can tackle it from the author's side, where everybody knows that Stuart Hall did Ann Paul's mentor. Not true? Who no know read the book? Who no know Google? But Stuart Hall was Annie Paul's Stuart Hall was Annie Paul's mentor, which means that there's a bond that is created between Paul and Hall, which means that in a way, Anne sees no wrongs. She can see no wrongs in her eyes of Stuart. To her, Stuart is just, he's so amazing and he's so intelligent. And because you know when you have a mentor, or when you have a celebrity where you worship and the celebrity can do she was a fun girl. She was a fun girl. And so in her head, Mr. Stuart from day one was creme de la creme of understanding who we are as a people. And so what happened is, if you have read the book, you realize that Miss Paul was stating that from early age, from Stuart in teenage years, or when him a little pitney, him know say, we Black people should be empowered and we should not reside to any tender age, right? Beautiful. Tender age is what? Yeah. So she's saying that he knew this from day one. And in a way, it makes you wonder how him knows things from day one. But then you realize that what she did is she revisited history and she revised what history was and created a new aspect in her so she can push forward her way, which is what revisionism is about. As well as she talked about Stuart Hall. It's supposed to not add up to you. How is it that JC, and I know we have some JC people in here, but how is it that JC is a traditional high school? I went to Hampton, we're a traditional high school, which means that at a certain point, and it just brown people there. You understand me? And how Hampton was, you were taught to be of a British person. I just say this to them the time that you learned and you were educated with a British curriculum because you were going to replace the British people in Jamaica, and you needed to know exactly how they do things. How is it that you are in a space like that, which is similar to the space at home? You understand me? But you hate the space at home, but you love the space at school. But at the same space, at the same thing, I teach. You understand me? Some things don't make sense because she went back into history. And what she did is she tweaked it, she revisited, she revised, revisionism, and created a Stuart Hall for us. You understand me? Everybody understand how revisionism works? So there's no set context or set way for you to talk about revisionism in the book. Because what I would recommend you doing is when you're discussing your themes and you find something about it, you can link it and say, this is a prime example of revisionism, but we are going to get there. But I just wanted to explain, of course, what revisionism is about. I know for a fact that some people, it is the revisionism part that is grabbing you, sending a message into the waiting room again. What did I say the last time? The Zoom meeting is at its full capacity. Sorry about this, guys. Please join us via YouTube, and then I switch on V if you press the YouTube, and then I press enter, and I say, thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes, my side. Where were we? Yeah. And so revisionist ideas is a part of the essay that is the part of the question that grabs a lot of you and be like, we don't know if you do. But what they want you to do is just to show parts in which you see history being questioned, lifestyles being questioned, social issues being questioned, as well as to show where the author herself is going back and switch it up a little for we and stuck. Anyways, so that is it, revisionism in a nutshell. And I'm trying to go, yes, sorry, like I said, not technologically, right? And so one wants to know, what are the contents of an essay, of a book report rather, because your book report is an essay. What are the contents of an essay? Simple. The contents of an essay has the introduction. Let me remove this part because I don't want everybody to put thesis statement in a different. You just show me. There we go. Beautiful. Right. And once again, we're running through it. So the introduction, the body of the essay, and the conclusion. I should have put personal view in the ABC. Now, checking my message as well to see. Okay, beautiful. All right, back to you, my side. And so in the introduction, you have the brief biography of personnel, author's information, book's layout, and the thesis statement. In the body of the essay, you have your points that you identified in your thesis statements. It is recommended that you have the least 3 or 4 points, the most 5, 6. People who do 7, you're really, I don't know why you do 7 points. Oh. If you don't have to do 7 points, don't do 7 points, because you will have 7 vague points to reach, to stick to your 2,500 word limit. Yeah, but 3, 4 the least, 5, 6 the most, 7 if you feel like you're the brightest on earth. Right. And so I have listed 4 points here just to show you how you do it. You do your first point, you do your second point, you do your third point, and you do your fourth point. And then finally, you do your conclusion, which is basically a summary of everything you have. And of course, 7 is pushing it. That's right. 7 is really pushing it. Like, if you do 7 and 7 don't make sense, your teacher are going to still give you a lower grade. So sometimes it's best to find 3, 4 solid points where you see what if examples with a run road with you, make your teacher be like, amazing. The student is just, yeah, man, that's the energy we're going for. And yeah, so what we have is our conclusion is, summary and your personal view. We'll be discussing your personal view and reach that part of the essay. Everybody get me so far? We have understand what the question is asking. YouTube, tell me, my side in the Zoom, do we understand? Feel free to unmute your mics. I have no problem with you unmuting your mics and talking. You raising your hands. That's why we're here. YouTube, I can't hear you, but I'm always looking in the chats. So feel free. Do we understand so far what is required for the book report? Yes, miss. Yes, miss. Yes, miss. Yes, miss. Yes, miss. Yes, miss. Beautiful, beautiful. Was I trying nice of right? Yeah. And yeah, man. And see the people in the YouTube, I say, yo, we good. Beautiful. And so let's go into now what is expected. Let's break apart everything. This is the part where I need those with their book reports to be talking, those who have their points to be talking. I would recommend that you either raise your hand or turn on your mic, because I'm not really, Miss, can you send me your contact information? Please send in my contact information in the general chat. We did it yesterday. I'm not hide for nobody, oh man, it's the yes, guys. Somebody sent in the comment that it's the yes, miss for me. Thank you, CC. My sister will send it, as well as CC. Send them me email, omalaura.wilson@gmail.com. Yes, guys. I'm Omalaura. I'm basically here with you, but I get the name, Miss. Well, all right, no, we're not pushing it. Right. Your questions will be answered for particular parts after we finish. So as a serious gamer asked me about the examples, I'm going to come to it soon. Watch me. Are we ready? We're going to go into talking about each part of the essay. Are we ready?
Yes, miss.
Ready. All right. All right, ready, YouTube? YouTube ready too. There we go. How to scroll down? Why does me just keep embarrassing me every time I sign on? All right, this part here is the obvious themes in the book, but guess what? We're saving that. We're saving that. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's save it. Let's save it till we finish talk about the layout. Now the introduction. Are you seeing the screen? Do you want me to zoom in a little bit? I'm going to zoom in because I think YouTube won't be able to see it as much as you can zoom in and see it there on Zoom. So I'm gonna zoom in. Are we seeing the screen now? Everybody? Everybody seeing the screen?
Yeah, yes.
Yes,
All
miss.
right. Jamal just asked on YouTube if the 4 points are the 4 themes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Your points will be done in terms of themes, right? All right. So what is your introduction? Your introduction is your grabber and your pave way for the reader. It tells them what is present in the book and consists of a layout, background of Stuart. Who is, what you, look at me spell the man name. Who is Stuart Hall?
Somebody mic on.
Somebody's mic is on. Come on, guys. We have one simple rule, man. Mute the mics. All right, guys. If you go talk while I'm talking, just let me know say you're going to talk. Raise your hand. I mean, no problem with the talking, no, but if you're not talking in relation to what we're doing in the something, and you're probably having background conversation, you have to keep the mic muted. You understand me? No hard feelings. Just I try and make everybody go through. Like I said, those who are asking about the questions like how a crocodile team asked the question about colorism and racism. When we're ready, crocodile teeth. We after I finish this, we go run through it. So no worry yourself, just keep the information in your head. All right. So let's go. What exactly is needed in your introduction? Background on Stuart Hall. Who is Stuart Hall? Now hit me some I fixed a while ago. Why am I still have it? Guys, spell the man name right in our book report, guys. Who is Stuart Hall? It's real, I'm asking a genuine question. Text it in the chat. Who is Stuart Hall? I'm asking a genuine question. Who is this man? Nobody? Nobody knows who Stuart Hall is? No? A man born in 1932, a Marxist, a Jamaican British sociologist, a sociologist, on point. So you need to tell us who is Stuart Hall. First of all, I'm going to show you how you start off a typical book report, but you want to say that this book report is a summary, is providing a summary of Stuart Hall by Annie Paul, full stop, boom. Like that's why you just need a sentence before you're getting the nitty-gritty to tell them that what the book report is about. Who is Stuart Hall? Stuart Hall is a Caribbean sociologist, political advocate, activist, cultural theorist. Somebody else give me something in the chat. Persons in the YouTube, remember that everybody learning too. Hold on. Somebody say Anne Paul mentor. Can't put it there, say it. No worry, we have a place with Jamaican British sociologists, all of them something there. So that's who Stuart Paul is. Where is he from? Where is he born? He is from Kingston, Jamaica. He was born in 1932. Who are his parents? He was born to what the lady name Jessie and what the man name Herman. And you want to put in as well. You just want to put this in because it kind of gives, when the reader is reading your essay, they will remember this because you have stated it, that they are a middle-class family. So you can say, all right then, who is Stuart Hall? Stuart Hall is a renowned Caribbean sociologist, Caribbean cultural theorist, and political advocate who was born in 32. So see and Herman middle in Jamaica. What is he known for? Not internet go overnight. With doing good internet, don't need the negative energy. What is store for? Here's a beautiful this part. I'll tell you the truth. Google. Google, this particular part is fine. Google in this particular part to Google who is Stuart Hall to get a summary is fine. Not to copy this, but to gather information from someone who is saying. Stuart Hall is known for his contribution to cultural studies. Not only that, he's known for, and he's known for his sociology theory. I think he created the one called theatre. You know what I mean? I talk. So that's how you talk about it. What is he known for? What exact role did he play in Caribbean society? You talk about how he created the theory and how he influenced Caribbean people. That's all you're doing. So this is what you're giving. So what I saw today was a few persons gave me who is Stuart Hall by stating things like him born and grow here, him live with him grandmother sometime, him live with him mother sometime, him go to school here, son, him come home from school, and him jump and pick 2 cherry off of the tree. And one day meet one girl named Catherine and him say, I might be that, and he marry her, and they lived happily ever after and got 2 children. Nobody no business about that part. You understand? I mean, nobody cares. Well, not saying nobody don't care, but that part is not necessarily the crucial information that you want to put in the book, in the introduction. You want to give a little bit of his personal life, but at the same time, you want to bring forth the contribution of Stuart Hall. Why? Because the reader needs to know from scratch why there's a book about this person. You get me? Why is there a book about this person? And you cannot use the fact that he married Catherine and get 2 children and go to church sometime, but never every time. You cannot use that because everybody is like that. Everybody go find a husband, you know what I mean? So you want to pinpoint, why is it that we're looking at Stuart Hall? You can include his educational background, of course. The fact that he went to Jamaica's college and he got a Rhodes Scholar, which allowed him to attend Merton College at Oxford in Britain. And you know that he went to the Open University. All of that is good enough. But the personal part is not the necessary part of the essay. You don't need that part. God know. Omolora, Omolora. Yeah, God knows. So that's how you start off with your background on Stuart Hall. Now, here's the funny thing. You need to ask yourself now, why Annie Paul write the book here? Who is this goodie? Who is Annie Paul? And you give us not one little bit of information on Annie Paul. And once again, I saw persons talking about the life of Annie Paul, meaning who she married, and once again, nobody cares because all of us are going married. And so that is not the part you're grasping. Each time you're giving information about a person, the introduction is to show why this is happening. Why is this book about? Why, when you're talking about Annie Paul, you want to talk about where she works. You want to talk about has she written any other books. You want to talk about what makes her the perfect person to write this book. You're showing her credibility and her validity as an author. You know, what gives Annie the right to write this book. So you'd focus on the fact that she's a managing editor for who? For Salisis. Beautiful. Sending the YouTube link to somebody because without a doubt, I sent them the wrong one. All right. Yeah. So, and if you see me sending messages, it's not nobody me texting, it's the fact that I remember I give you guys my number, so some of you messaging me and you know, we don't really want the fact that someone message me and me not reply and I feel like I style a thing. I think she's a managing editor. Managing editor, CC Mari, managing editor for
Italy.
Go again. Go again, see.
I think somebody accidentally
Sorry,
turned on their mic
operation
this
go
time.
off.
Oh, all right. No watch nothing. No watch nothing, baby. No watch nothing. Yeah. So that he Stuart, Annie Paul is a managing director for, let me give you this. I never want to go down so fast now, because I never want to just jump and go look at it. But hold on, let me go look. Oh, she's the head of the publications. Publications, hold on, because I don't know much. Publication sector at Salisis. Salisis is actually going back down, introduction. Where was I? Yeah, Salisis is actually it's a research center here over the University of the West Indies for mainly graduate students. You understand me? So that's what Salisis is. And they publish books and they publish researches and all those fancy things, as well as she was someone who worked at UWI. So this is you telling as a credit, as someone who works in a field that does this thing. She is liable or legible or illegible, to write this book. Not only that, but the mere fact that she is Stuart Hall's mentee means that she has had a very strong bond and very frequent interactions with this person to can honestly say that, all right, then I know this is how this person is. I know who this person is. You understand me? That is what credits her or credents her. You know what I try to say? I mean, it's not fancy with no big words. As a person who is able to write the book report. Now, what is this book's characteristics? You need to highlight the fact someone says she's also a writer and a critic. Exactly. So you need to highlight the fact when they say, why is this book so important? What is this book's characteristics? You want to know, where are we required to read it? What is this purpose of this book? As intellects, as students who are becoming intellects, I think it's mandatory that everyone across the faculties sit this course. I think except for MedSci. I think even over MedSci, sit this course. And what happens is that this book in particular is a part of the Caribbean biography series, which is something that is published by the University of the West Indies Press. And what it is highlight and speak about the life and work of individuals who have contributed to the Caribbean in different various aspects of art and advocacy, no matter what. So you have books like Una Marson, which was done some years ago. You have Bernie, that's the one that I did in my year. You have Marcus Garvey. Look here, you have Austin and Crawford, words of people who the Caribbean biography series entails. And so you want to link that, as well as you want to, you linking that part is you showcasing why you're required to read it. It's a part of the Caribbean biography series. And we're learning about individuals who have contributed to the Caribbean society. So that's you giving the characteristics of the book. You can talk about the fact that the book is how much chapters. How much chapters is the book, my side? And persons on YouTube?
8 chapters.
It's 8 chapters. It's 8 chapters. And those 8 chapters cover the life, the work, and the impact of Stuart Hall, in the Caribbean and to the world as an extent. And then after you have all those 3 things, you have what is considered to be your thesis statement. Your thesis statement is the final section of your introduction. Final section. After you put a full stop behind that sentence, nothing else goes in your introduction. Everybody get that part so far?
You said nothing else, miss?
Yes, after you've put forward your thesis statement, nothing else goes in your introduction. Everybody get that part? Beautiful. I see some people even speak in Spanish. Amazing. Amazing. Yes. So,
Miss, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So if I drop in some stuff about why it is, like what led him to revisionism, Would that be like too much information?
All right, watch me. If your thesis statement covers the themes and you want to talk about revisionism as well, you cannot put a full stop. You probably have to say and then continue. But I'd have to see what you're talking about. Like I need you to read it to me or to private message me in the Zoom chat and send me the actual thesis statement, what you're talking about for me to verify it. But it's a final sentence. It's a final sentence. Your thesis statement is your final sentence in your introduction. So after your thesis statement, you can't go back to talk about nothing. Everybody understand that so far? Not me, not knowing how to, I guess. Yeah. All right, beautiful. Thank you, guys. I must say, guys, I need clarity. I need clarity. Somebody asked if they can send their draft to me for review. You can. As a matter of fact, today a lot of persons ooh, all right. Donia, send me the name, please. Send me the name of it. So log out, tell me the name first, and then send me the name. So tell me the name first, then log out. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. You log out, Dania? You have to log out with that one here so I can get the space to accommodate the next one. All right, there we go. All right, guys. So going again, going from that. So the introduction. Ooh, hold on. Waiting room. Hold on, guys. Somebody's battery. All right, back in Dania. All right, there we go. All right. So continuing. So you need to tell your thesis statement is telling the reader what your entire essay will be about. You understand me? That's what it's telling you, the thesis statement is doing. And it must include 3 points, the least. Why? Because you can't give people 2 points and say the entire book. From the entire book, I just them the two something there. You pick up, as well as this was what we're talking about. The least you can do is 3 and 4. The most you should do is 5 or 6. I mean, I don't even know why we do 6. Like 7 is really actually too much. Like somebody give me 7 points, me don't want to read. But then again, your teachers are different. Don't be mean. Let me give you a summary. Now, the book report summary that you see me have here is way over word, but I'm showing you a typical introduction, as well as the information that you see here. I have literally copied and pasted. So if you want to take it word for word and put it down and put it in Eternity and get a 0, that's up to you. But I'm showing you a typical introduction. I'm moving the camera so I can read. All right, ready? This book report provides a summary of Stuart Hall by Annie Paul, which is a biography that highlights, sorry guys, not a beautiful, I rely heavily on the corrector on Microsoft to fix my mistakes, that highlights the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall. Stuart Hall was a Jamaican-British academic, writer, and cultural studies pioneer who was born in Kingston, Jamaica in 1932 to middle-class parents Jesse and Herman Hall. Stuart Hall was a Rhodes Scholar at Merton College, Oxford, director of Birmingham Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies, and professor of sociology, 857. Repeat what, Jared? Repeat what? And professor of sociology at the Open University. Full stop, supposed to hear, my bad. Full stop. He was the president of the British Sociological Association and a member of the Runnymede Commission on the Future of Multi-Ethnic Britain. Stuart was the author of many articles and books on politics and culture, including Policing the Crisis and the Great Moving Right Show for Marxism Today, in which he famously coined the term Thatcherism. Annie Paul is the head. Somebody say something? Annie Paul is the head of the publication section at the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social Economic Studies This is SALICIS, is an acronym that I call them. The University of West Indies, Mona, Jamaica. She's the associate editor, that's what I was supposed to say, of Small Acts, a journal of, you know, that's not how Small Acts is actually spelled, though. It's small A-X-E. A journal of cultural and political criticism published in Jamaica, and was Stuart Hall's mentee, which resulted in her having a close bond with the Caribbean legend. And this book, Stuart Hall, is a part of the Caribbean biography series, a collection of biographies of influential Caribbean individuals who have contributed to the development of the Caribbean and the people. From the strong assessment of the book, it is believed that Caribbean history and revisionism is seen in Annie Paul's book through themes such as classism, colorism, and cultural diversity. So you see, that my side is an introduction, a very worded one, which you can take out some few things. But you see what I was talking about? You see how I started up here? Because this is mine, you know, but this, may I tell you the truth, this is a copy and pasting. So if you want to use something along this line, Google it. As well as Google has some beautiful things. Stuart Hall has a foundation that gives you information. You understand me? So here I tell you that this book report provides a summary of Stuart Hall by Annie Paul, boom, which is a biography that highlights the work and life of boom. Then I tell you about Stuart Hall in terms of what he has contributed to Caribbean society. I give you right here, let me highlight it, a little bit about his life, which is it's literally one sentence. You see it? You see that it is literally one sentence that I'm bringing to you about Stuart Hall in terms of his personal life. And you can do one or two sentences too, but this is where it lies, my side, in terms of personal life. After that, the entirety of things that is here. What this mean? Highlight? Beauty, what? Yes. The entirety of things that is here focuses on Stuart Hall in a more professional and academic space. You understand me? How has he contributed to the Caribbean? You understand me? How has he contributed to this world? What made this man so important that Annie Paul take up herself and write a whole book? Tell me if you're getting me. Text me in the YouTube and text me in the Zoom chat and tell me if you're getting me so far on the introduction. If I get it on Google, I should add it to my sources, right? Right. Yes, you should, person who asks. If you get the information from Google, which you should not, because we have, can I start the intro talking a little bit about Annie Paul first and Stuart? I'm going to come to that one. Someone asked that, soothing, relaxing vibes asked it. I'm going to come to that one. You're not supposed to be using Google because UWeLink has a whole book series that you can find information from. It has an online library, UWeLink, you have EBSCOhost, you have Google Scholar. If you're going to be using information from it, you can use the Stuart Hall Foundation and other sources, except everybody knows that you're not supposed to be using Wikipedia. UWeLink is tedious, and that is true. I am still trying to understand the space, but I hit UWGIWI and they don't want to see us great, so then I'm gonna make sure I say we get, you know, but don't worry yourself. No, don't Google. You know what? Let me be myself. Somebody asked in the no, you can't use me as a source. No, you can't use me as a source. No. Me is not I'm not a lecturer, not a tutor. I am nobody. I'm not an Annie Paul, but we get it. You see where? All right. So that's what I'm going again to say. The reason why you're writing about Annie Paul is because if Annie Paul was a me, me, I'm gonna take on myself right one book, Stuart Hall. Who tell you say me know nothing about? You understand me? Who tells you as a student that I am well adapted and know how to do a proper and unbiased research? And that is why you have to talk about the author. You get me? You get me, class? All right. So somebody in the chat asked me, can I start the intro talking a little bit about Annie Paul first, then Stuart Hall? Why I say, all right, I think you can. I've seen some persons done it today and I sent them back with it when they sent it to me because it's such a weird way to start. You are talking about Stuart Hall. Why is it that you start off by highlighting the author when the real person is Stuart Hall? You get me, my side? So it's not as if you cannot all right, coming to you with that Crystal Whitaker. Sorry guys, I'm reading the YouTube comments while I'm at it. So bear with me Zoom and bear with me YouTube. So you don't want to necessarily step in and say, this book report is about Stuart Hall by Anne Paul. Anne Paul born in this and she grew up and she had a daughter. Why are we focusing? Why is the focus first on Anne Paul? So I've seen persons do it today and I've asked them kindly to change it around. If you want to keep it, you can keep it, but I don't think it comes off in a look hack to me. But once again, I'm not marking the paper. But honestly, to be very honest, let's try by start. It wouldn't, all right. Somebody said, yeah, that's true. It didn't give a good flow. So like when I'm reading it, I couldn't connect the information together as much as I wanted to. So it's best to start off with Stuart, then Miss Anne, and then the book, the information about the book. Or you can start off with Stuart and then information about the book and then Miss Anne. But it's best when you start off with in the chat them. It's best when you start off with Stuart Hall. You understand me? Soothing, relaxing vibes. Jamal is asking what things should I write the book report in? You will basically be, it's not a story, one. But you would go about talking about it like, all right, a theme that is seen, a theme that is this, a theme that is this. And at the same time, you can say, we can also see, so there's no set tense. You understand me? But in terms of point of view, sticking with third person point of view, there's no set tense. Yeah, tense, my bad. Crystal Whitaker is asking, so you can just mention revisionism now in the thesis, even though you never put it in the intro nor mention it before, like defining what revisionism is and why it relates to Stuart and Annie. Once again, all right, if you want to go ahead and define revisionist and Caribbean history before you put in your thesis statement, go right ahead. You can go right ahead. But at the same time, the same way how you never see me put in Caribbean history is the same way I didn't put in revisionism. But if you want to go and define it in your introduction, run road. Do it. There's nothing wrong with doing that either. Why I avoid it is because you don't want to give a set definition or route to revisionist unless you're literally going to say it's someone revising an original or historical theory, because that's what I have up there for revisionism. Do I have you guys on the same track? Are we still on the same track? Let me know if we're still on the same track. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the YouTube. I don't know how to. Why am I tell us say somebody have to come sit down beside me and walk me through this, because me I tell you say I don't know how to operate a Zoom meeting. It's embarrassing. Because me supposed to know there's something here. All right, let me tell you. Okay, I'm seeing the answers now. Somebody just messaged me privately. I'm going to CC, Samantha, CC, drop my number back in the chat again, please. Samantha, PM me on WhatsApp because I don't know how to operate the up and down button on Zoom. It's an embarrassment. Anyways, so we understand the introduction. Alia, we are over there, so do we understand the introduction? Alia, come back in the waiting room. We understand the introduction. All right, want to make sure you understand the introduction. Yes, beautiful. And I'm reading YouTube and YouTube. Beautiful. Back on track. Let's continue. What was the message that I sent in the waiting room again? The Zoom meeting. I need to copy and paste this. Meeting is at its full capacity. Bear with me, guys, because I have to constantly remind the persons in the waiting room. Please join. We have 94? No, we have 99, Brittany. We have 99, man. Please join us via YouTube. And then I paste the YouTube and then I say, thank you. And then we're back at 100. Is 94? You guys see 94? So why am I seeing a, hold on. Let me check because I wouldn't mind accepting. No, man, I'm seeing in the meeting. I'm seeing 94 for true. Let me accept everybody. My bad, because I don't really know if you use it. I don't let them say it's an embarrassment. Yeah, man, them joining. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. You hear? Thank you, guys. I really don't know. It's an embarrassment, man. All right, so continue. Let's continue. So, do I have to put a lot of quotes in my MLA style show the essay, or should I more put it in my own language and words to keep the flow of the essay? Coming to you, Jamal. Coming to you, Jamal. Coming to you, Jamal. Coming to you, Jamal. Ready, guys? Continuing. So I want to ensure that we all have covered and understand the introduction part. Yeah? This is where you now need to turn on your mics and text in the chat and text on YouTube, because this is solely you. I purposely did not put anything in terms of example because I need to see you guys giving me your understanding. Ready? Body of the essay. Now, I know some of you teachers, gave you what is called, the P layout. Everybody, some of you have heard of the P layout. If you have heard of the P layout, raise your hand in the chat. All right, so the P layout basically gives you what is expected of you when you're constructing your points in terms of paragraphs and etc., etc. How you go about doing it is first to give your point. You're telling the person who is reading it your first point that you have identified, and then you give a definition of what the theme or the point is. The reason why we are giving a definition is because you might go to a little 12-year-old and say, double diasporic consciousness book, and the 12-year-old is going to be like, huh? So you would now need to say double diasporic consciousness, and then to define what double diasporic consciousness is. People are asking me for the document, the one that I have right here, so fancy dancy, but once you email me, I'll send it to you. It's one that I sat and write for my little self, and I can't get to your run road, to each their own, each one help one. So email me for the document and I'll send it to you. So what you need to do is state your point. How you state your point? Firstly, the first theme that was identified in this book, in Super Hall by Annie Paul, was, give me a theme. Somebody give me a theme, please. Pop it up in the chat for me. Give me a theme.
Classism.
Classism. Somebody define classism for me, please. Unmute your mic and define classism.
So classism can be defined as the prejudice against people belonging to the social class.
All right, watch me. So we're gonna be using classism. Who just talked a while ago?
Renee.
Renee, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Renee. So we're gonna use Renee's all right, beautiful. We're gonna use Renee's example. Ready? Ready, my side? Okay, yeah, it's there. What we say? The first theme highlighted, or you can say identified, or that was seen. So working with the highlighted, H-I-G-H-T-E-D. Highlighted in, what's the name of the book? Stuart Hall. Not me not knowing how to, you cannot do that to me, computer, because me know me and don't do that. Me know if you type. By Annie Paul was, what was it? Classism. Define classism again, Renee.
So classism can be defined as, give me a second. Oh my God. Okay, so classism can be defined as the prejudice against people belonging to a particular social class.
All right, that's what Tijano has as well, which means that you got it from somewhere. Tijano is telling me in YouTube and Renee is telling me on Zoom. Tell me who you got that from, please. Classism can be defined as the prejudice, P-R-E-J-U.
UDIC.
God bless you. Guys, not the best, I swear. Against people, P-O-P-L-E, belonging to a what? Particular social class. All right, what you need to do now is to refer what you have learned, your information. I'm going to be using APA. I heard that you guys are using MLA, but don't worry yourself. We'll work through the MLA as well. And soothing, relaxing vibes has said in the chat that to add to what Renee has said, classism is like sexism and racism, which is a form of discrimination. Love that. Love that. So let's say, Renee, what's your last name? I will put Edward.
Right.
Right? All right, let me give you your name. Give on to Caesar. Right? And I wanted to put Tijana too. But this is APA format, right? 2021. You understand me? The reason why I have placed right 2021 is because I did not on no way particular came up with this definition. Not true. Somebody came up with this definition. Wherever you Googled and found the information, wherever you search in UWLink or wherever you looked in what's Google Scholar or EBSCOhost, somebody gave this definition, which means that you need to give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar. If this man come up with a definition, give the man him credits. You understand me? Give the man him reference. So this is how this falls in. So this is us doing the P of peel. We have just completed the P of peel, which is what? Stating the theme, which is classism, defining what classism is. Let's continue, we're going back up. And then we show your examples. What you will do, hold on, I see the chat blowing up, so let me look. And let me see, is YouTube all right? Yes, all right. Relaxing Voices tell me that Landhout et al. Gave us that definition. What if you write it in your, you cannot write, Alia, you cannot write it in your own words simply because it is not it's not a word that you yourself have created. Meaning, you know how Stuart Hall coined the term Thatcherism? You understand me? you in your own way did not coin the term classism. And so which means that you must hear from someone what classism is. You might know already before you started reading this book what classism is. You might have heard about it. You might have seen it, take it, you might have known it, but there's a reason why you know it. You've learned it or learned about it somewhere. Even if you're using your very own words, you can, yes, beautiful. Can the reference be? Yes. Somebody asked me if the reference can be placed before the definition. Yes, it can. In fact, you can literally say according to right, and then so according to right, comma, I'm going to type it 2020 in the 2021 in the brackets. Classism is determined. Let me type it as a matter. Watch me. Watch me. No, but that's the thing. Listen to me, guys. Listen to me about that part, about the definition part. You cannot say that you personally created that definition. You could not have created that definition because the concept that you have of classism, you learned it somewhere. You understand me, Brittany? Miss Brittany? So Alia, you can, even if you sat down and came up with a definition and say, I believe that classism is, and you come up with a fancy, nice definition, you still cannot put it there without giving reference to someone because someone came up with the understanding of what classism is. Crocodile team says, so if we use 4 themes, we need to use 4 sources to define them. Yeah, you need to, it would be good for you to define the themes. And in order to define the themes, you need to make reference to somebody. Somebody must come with that theme. You understand me? Not only that, if you opt not to define the theme, but to talk about the theme in general, like let's say, for instance, we decided to talk about classism, and we go further to say, Marxist speaks about classism as a way to keep the proletariats in their position. You understand me? Even if you have not defined the classism, you're still talking about it from an aspect of somebody else. So attached to each point, there must be some sort of reference, some sort of source that supports you. But we're not ready yet. Hold on. That was just us doing the definition. Now we're going back up. Everybody get that part already. Everybody got the P of peel, which is stating your point and defining your point, explaining what the point is, defining your point. Everybody got the P. Everybody got the P.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, so which is why I'm saying, somebody just said to me that the lecturer said you must have 5. The lecturer said the limit is 5. And which is why I'm saying that if you opt not to define it and give reference to someone, you can talk about the theme that you are discussing and use a scholar to back it. You understand me? So if you opt not to define what classism is, but to speak about classism from a scholarly point of view, a Marxist view, a socialist view, some sort of lecturer who lectures in Caribbean, you understand me? You can do that and make reference to them. You understand? It's just sometimes how I look at it, it's best to define and tell them what it is. Yeah? As well as this is what I did. I use the same scholar that, this is just me, you don't follow me, because trust me, me find shortcut through everything. Don't really follow me. Should even be telling me this. The same scholar that I used to link, to explain what my examples was the same scholar I used to match to my introduction. So I used 1 stone, kill 2 birds. That's what I did. You understand me? Don't follow me. Mm-hmm. Can you use a dictionary?
Miss, can you repeat that, please? You were breaking up.
Where did I break up? Tell me where I broke up so I can go back from there.
The thing is said about using 1 stone to kill 2 birds.
Right. So what I'm saying is that what I do sometimes when I'm writing my essays is the same person I'll be using to cite the scholarly part that talks by link, they explain using the scholars and references, and so the same person who I used to do that part is normally the same person I quote when I'm making my definition. You understand me? So the same person who came up with the definition who I quoted for classism will be the same person for me who would be talking about classism in relation to the book. And you get me? That's what I normally do. I don't know if it's right. Probably isn't. That's what I do. Dirt. Okay, sorry guys, reading. Can we use a dictionary? If not, I hope you don't mean like the Oxford English thesaurus or things like that, because you do have dictionaries that take, you have history dictionary, you have maths dictionary, you have Caribbean dictionary. So yeah, you can use dictionaries like that. So anyways, going back on tangent, because we came off tangent a while ago, we have given our point and we have made a definition of our point. Now we need to do what? You see in the book, you see in the screen? We need to show your examples. What do I mean by showing your examples? Somebody turn on their mic and talk to me. Somebody in YouTube text and tell me.
To show where the theme is evident in the book.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Yeah. So what you need to do is to show, no. What? Reading the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm reading the chats while we're doing it. Okay. What you need to do after you have opened with your chest and given them a theme is to show them where in the book is this theme being shown or highlighted. You understand me? No. I am asking you on YouTube and in the chat, where do you see classism taking place in the book? And I want mics to be unmuted, I want YouTube to be talking, and I want chats to be blowing out. Tell me, because I want us to work on at least this point so you know how to go about from there. Tell me, where do you see this taking place? Go ahead.
Would be I read a part where it said that only persons of color, sorry, only like white persons could come to their houses.
Only white persons could come to their houses.
Something like that. I'm trying
All
to
right, I want to pinpoint on that one. I go type it, but I go show you how you go link that. But all right, now watch nothing. All right. Somebody else, go again. Yeah, yes, it is. It's leaning more to colorism. But don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself. If you opt not to write about colorism and you decide to use that as an example, you can talk about the fact that classism is based on your skin color in that particular time in Jamaican era. It was your skin color that determined the class to which you belonged.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Another example would be page 20 and page 20 where his mother stopped the relationship between his sister and the boy.
all right, hold on, pause. Don't move. Don't move.
I'm here.
All right, go again, baby. I never hear you. Go again one more time.
Page 20 where his mother stopped the relationship between.
No, not human baby. I heard it. There's a next person talking, but she sounds as if she's with Adrian. Adrian Campbell. Adrian. Brittany, talk. Let me hear something. Adrian. I think it's Brittany. Adrian, were you the one who just...
Oh, yes, miss, I'm here.
All right, so it's not Brittany. All right. All right. Adrian, were you the one who was talking a while ago? Somebody was telling me about page 20. The young lady who was talking about page 20. Talk to me now.
Yeah, here.
What's your name? Jada.
Jada.
All right. So the young man who talked to me about the skin color, what was your name?
Andre.
Andre. All right. So we have Andre and we have Jada. Andre is speaking about the skin color. Reasons be why if you are this, all right, listen to me. If you're going to do colorism and classism as two different themes, you have to be very careful how you pick and choose your examples. Even though you can use an example to talk about two different themes, you have to be very careful how you go about it. Now, Andre pinpoint that only the blacks could be invited there, but why? Why, Andre? Why was it that no blacks weren't invited to the home? Why?
It's because of Jesse's ethnocentrism thing.
All right, and watch me now. Not only that, but why do you believe that Jessie thought in her head that they weren't allowed there?
Because
Why?
she's coming from a white perspective.
Not just that, but she saw herself in a higher status than those who were black. So if you're going to be talking about that part, you need to link it to the class part, which says that Jessie saw herself in a higher class than black people. Oh, you must make this Tegreg coming on my house. And that Jessie I say, we are not the same. Me and not Kumbolo. That's how she's seeing it because she believes in her mind of mine that she is of a higher class. Jada, come talk to me, Jada. Before you talk to me, though, Jada.
Yeah.
Alia had sent me a document, and I'm going to send it to my this year so I can run through it. So Andre, fix it up and come to me again, yeah? Jada, the floor
Yes.
is let's go again. Let me start typing. So Jada, give me an example. YouTube, where is YouTube? Let me go look over to me. Don't move YouTube. Don't move YouTube because I'm coming YouTube. Here we go. She was one of the planter class family. Her mother, for one, she was in the middle class. All right. When she visited the in-laws, all right. When Jessie warned him about mingling with the person, all right. How Jessie treated the help, all right. Look here, man. Hello, una need me. Look here, una need me, no? Una don't need me.
Listen, last night I made me go read the book, so we didn't need you.
No, on point. You are on point with the information, but no, watch out. We're going to fill it out. No. And all right, let me read a private message. I read the private messages now because sometimes you're shy if you're talking at the crowd, but you want to know if your point solid. That's racism, Cardelia. That's racism. Yeah, baby, that's racism. All right, watch me now. Go with me, Jada. Go with me, Jada. Go with me, Jada, on your point. Let's go. We're gonna say classism can be seen on page what?
Page 20.
That's chapter what?
I'm never write it up, Nina. I'm not sure.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. All right, thank you.
God bless you. Chapter 1, page 20, where she stopped the chapter 1.
So we have to put the chapter and the page number?
No, you can probably just say page 20, but or you can probably say chapter 1, but you know, to sound bougie. All right, chapter 1, page 20, where what?
The mother stopped relationship with Pat and the boy because he was black.
All right, where Jessie
ended
the relationship.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Is that classism or racism? Because I remember when Stewart stated that there were more he was studying medicine, right, at UWI, and he was more, I think they were saying he was of a higher social class, but his skin color made Jessie.
Go ahead, hon. No man, take the floor.
Oh,
Talk to me.
his skin color made Jessie change her mind, because normally in reality, oh, me brown, someone supposed to higher than you, but he was studying medicine and was of a higher social class from Barbados.
All right, watch me now. Here's the funny thing. Somebody wants to, is somebody saying something?
Yeah, I was going to tell her that the reason why we put it together because we don't separate classism and colorism in my own, put them together as one thing.
Mohani, I muted you, but when you're ready, unmute yourself. Not only that, but how I saw it, and this is me being honest on how I saw it. No matter what we want to tell ourselves, the main way in which they were classified in Jamaica's society at that time was based on the color of your skin. So the mere fact, and you can link it to this, that even though the mere fact that this person was of a higher class, literally have more money than them in Barbados, Jesse still saw him as inferior because his skin color. So what I realized is that sometimes, and I'm saying it, if you're not doing colorism and classism, if you're not going to be doing the two of them as separate theme, you can link them together by saying that classism pushes or brings forth colorism. So even though this man make more money than them, the minute she saw his skin color, she thought that he was of a lower class. You understand me? Now, here's the beauty about it. Was it Monique that was talking? You have so many examples of classism in this essay, this book, that if you don't have faith in this one, there's a million in the YouTube chat, but there's a million again in
Zoom.
Yeah, God bless you. In the Zoom chat. You understand me? So you don't have to be using this exact one, because believe it or not, I will be drawing for more from YouTube and some from the chat. So watch me.
Miss,
Yes, go ahead.
can you talk about racism and classism and colorism in the same
Go ahead,
sentence?
Somebody is unmuted other than the person talking now. Go again.
Can you talk about racism and colorism in the same paragraph?
Yes, you can. Because how I would recommend you do it is that colorism is actually a watered down version of racism. Get me?
Yes.
All right.
Because I had like two separate examples for both, but then I also wanted to connect them in a sense in the same paragraph because
yeah,
they were
man,
similar.
and then you can use the fact that persons believe that the lighter your skin was, the more white you were. You understand me? All right. So watch me now.
Yeah.
Renice is citing an example on YouTube which speaks about Jesse visiting Jesse going to visit her husband's mother. Talk to me about that one, my side.
Miss, what I got when Jesse went to visit Herman's family, she was those top class girl. I go to the poor people them and all them someday.
All right, so
because she was considered superior to Herman.
All right, so watch me now. Brittany, you just go ahead with what you have, Brittany.
Oh, just I said, I remember from Marie. All right, so when Jesse went with Herman's family, it would have seemed like someone from the upper class then coming to visit poor.
Right. So it's the way in which she looked down on them.
Yes.
Oh, it's Brittany saying it, right. So it's the way in which she looked down on them like these peasants. Simply because they were of the lighter skin and from a more rural era. I think that is what, chapter 1? Don't quote me, tell me, because I don't know.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, Miss, it's chapter 1.
Yes, you hear me?
Go ahead.
All right, I want to like make or try to understand a clear social certificate
Again?
use both of them in separate points because what I understand is that the book has a lot of examples or from both of them and it be because even the same thing that you guys were arguing about to say oh they resented the black husband for his sister, it's still social certification classism. So is it that you can use those 2 points, or you think it's better for us to like put it together, or just use it separately? Because for the racism part, you could use the one that he went to England and he wasn't welcomed and stuff like that, and he was now a black man to white people. So I'm saying if it would be vague to use the two
Use what racism and
intertwined toward right, saying if it was vague to like use the two of them as separate points
separate things. That's what you want to know if you can use racism and color.
Because then again, the reader probably looking at it and say, "Oh, it's just racism and social certification, classism and colorism."
All right. Muted the mic. Sorry about that. All right. The difference between racism and colorism is that one is against races and one is literally hatred amongst a race, within a race. You understand me? And the beauty about it is that you can give many examples for two different themes. One, when you talk about racism, you highlight Stuart's life in England. When you talk about colorism, you highlight the section of Stuart life in Jamaica. You get me? So you have a lot of colorism examples being shown in the book, and you have a lot of racism examples being shown in the book. It's two different areas. So when Stuart step over England and you hear them call him nigger on the top, bring that nigger down here. I don't know if you did see that part there. Or when they said to him, like they were literally indirectly being racist by saying, okay, so when are you guys going home? Why are you guys still here? You know, there's so many ways in which you can look at racism taking place, colorism taking place. Yes, you can use them as two different points, as well as hold on, I will unmute you. You can unmute. As well as, and I'm not, how do you know you're recording this class? Okay. As well as you can group them together and talk about them as one particular theme. And that's the beauty about it. You can do it how you want to. But let us finish this one about classism so we can get a perfect example. So somebody said to me that she behaved when she visited her Kingston, her mother-in-law, she behaved as if she was from the upper class and visiting her poor in-laws. One more, give me one, going through the YouTube for one more. His mother, for one, was, okay, she was of the planter class family, right? So was she of the planter class family, or was it that she idealized that culture? Let me check the chat. Let me check the chat.
A question, Miss. When you're quoting the book, you can just drop it in like that. You don't have to quote it like the MLA format.
All right, because I think go ahead.
With the whole thing with the bracket.
All right, watch me. You're supposed to do it like watch me. Before her parents, we are to use MLA. All right. How I do it, or how I would do it, is that I paraphrase and I still put in the bracket, not the exact words, but I paraphrase because I'm giving them their credit. As well as you need to literally quote. You need to put the quotations, put the exact words, put them in the bracket same way. So yeah, no, this is what I'm doing. I run through. I'm gonna fix it up and then we go through it. You hear?
Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Can you repeat what you just said? First, it said we could paraphrase, and then you said quote it and put the quotation around it. Which one should do?
I'm telling you what I normally do, which is one, I paraphrase sometime and still put the quotation there. Or I put the exact words that are in the book and I put the quotation there. You understand me? Did your teacher in particular tell you to use a particular format? Did your teacher give you a particular format?
Not that I know of, I just know about Emily, that's all.
All right, work with it, and that's that, baby. That's that.
So
all
Miss,
right, go ahead.
when you just put it in the quotation, won't turn it in, flag it for plagiarism?
No, because, well, I don't know, because I feel as if the thing about it is even when the mere fact, all right, watch me. The mere fact that you're putting it in quotations and then putting it in the bracket, giving reference means that you're not plagiarizing. You understand me? The quotation gives you the go ahead to write the words and then put the reference beside it. You're not plagiarizing. You are literally quoting someone. You understand me? And the mere fact that you have given credit at the end of your quotation means that you have just literally given. Plagiarizing is when you literally give a definition and believe that is you come up with a definition. So you are writing here, if you're if you're referencing it properly, it won't say you're plagiarizing. Yeah? All right, my friend. So guys, next we're trying to finish the one about classism first. Let us finish classism first, right? So I got the example about visiting her. Somebody was saying something to me about the planters class. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. What's happening? Coming to your Crystal. Talk to me, guys. Really, guys? We really don't know what's happening?
I wasn't the person who said it, but her family, like they used to own slaves, like back in the day.
I'm not hearing you. Is it my internet or is it your internet?
I wasn't the one who, you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, I wasn't the one who said the planter thing, but I don't know if they meant that because her family were plant slaveholders back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm not in there about.
No. As well as I see a lot of persons linking that part about the slaveholder thing in some essays today. And I kept saying to you that you talk about that part, but Annie Paul wasn't trying to emphasize on that part. What she wanted you to understand is that this thing is coming from slavery days. And so people were talking about slavery and that one in store time. But don't worry yourself, we're going through it. So somebody says, it was also stated in classism. So are you seeing the screen same way?
Yes, miss.
Oh, me, I might mute.
No, in a mute. In a mute, actually, we had type.
Oh, should we see a amount of me, girl?
Show me a read it. Sorry about that. Of the small planter class. You see me, guys? So what I'm doing, and of course we quote, which is I think 2020. I don't know in the boat, right? But don't worry. So you guys, this is us giving examples. Somebody had stated in the book, in the questions, how much examples should be used from the book from each theme. You can use 2 examples, you can use 1 example, you can use 3 examples. It's up to you. You can use, no, stick to 3. Sometimes, I really don't know what they say. 3, 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can find
Miss, you're
examples.
breaking up.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Come in. Couldn't that last part also? All right. Watch me now. So, how do I link these classism examples to revisionism? All right. So here's the thing. You don't necessarily need to link everything to revisionism. You don't necessarily need to say, all right, this showcases revisionism. But how you'd link something like this to revisionism is start learning from Jesse that this is how the world should be set up. We should be in classes. We're of the upper class and we are the better kind. These persons are of the lower class. This is what he was taught, right? Stuart Hall was taught the world through his mother's education, how this world is operated. And it took him going to England to realize that we don't deserve to be in class, sis. You understand me? Do you understand me showing an example of revisionism? You highlighting the fact that Stuart grew up learning this is how the world is set in class, and us Jamaicans, we have upper, middle, and lower class. And it took Stuart going to England to realize that, mommy, all we are Black people. So why is it that we are separated into classes? Why is it that, you understand, you're getting me? So, and then after you list all of that, when you talk about one, Jesse modeled and lived by the class system, social stratification, and it took Stuart, and Stuart grew up learning that, hearing his mother talk about that, right? Somebody say, repeat that revisionist part, going again. How you would link something like this to revisionist is simple. Ready? You speak about classism, all of this example, and then you go on to talk about the fact that Jesse admired the fact that there was class within the society and her being a part of I think she was in the middle of the upper class. All right, let's use upper until you guys can justify. So you have that. And then you emphasize that Stuart grew up learning that he belonged to a particular class and middle class, thank you. And it took Stuart going to England to realize that all of we are Black people, and when you go into a particular space, it doesn't matter how light your skin is, it doesn't matter, people still believe that you are of the lower class because you are, there is no special class when you're placed in the greater world. And so he went back to challenge his mother's understanding of persons are supposed to be in a particular class. You get me? And after you talk about that, you can say, this is a prime example of revisionism taking place. You understand me? Wonder if you don't understand me. Wanna get me? Serious Gamer says he has 2 examples for 5 themes. That's perfectly fine, Serious Gamer. With each of my points, and yeah. Right. Everybody get me? Everybody get me? That is how you do it. So you don't necessarily need to be saying revisionism is evident in this and that, but you can just simply talk about something and say this is a prime example of revisionism, right? We see revisionism taking place in the form of, not true. That is how you are, right? So that is how you go about it. So the knowledge gained in England is a revisionist part. Yeah, the mere fact that he went right. So somebody asking, Monique, it's being streamed on YouTube. When it finishes, you can watch it. So somebody say if it's going, yes, it actually took England going, Stuart Hall going to England to become a revisionist. It took him going to England to learn that this world is garbage, how we learned it. Everybody get that part? Everybody get that part? Everybody get that part? Do you say revisionism is shown in Carib that he challenged the colorist status quo? Yes, Dene. Yes, Dene. Yes, Dene. Yes, Dene. Understand me, guys? All right. This is going to be on YouTube. Yes, it will be, Sammy. And Ramiz. Hi, Ramiz. Somebody else say, if I'm, reading the chats as I go, guys, because I'm like, oh, no, me already said this is not my... For Caribbean history, can we link colorism to back on the part? Hello, somebody just asked me something and say, somebody, all right, coming to you, Sabrina Harvey. Somebody just asked me and say, for Caribbean history, can we link colorism back on to a plantation where the light skin had privileges over this? Yes, ma'am. And that is you making us, you doing that means that you have just used some sort of scholarly information to link what you are doing there. That is you finding some scholarly article or some scholarly reference. That's you doing that. So if, let's say you talk about colorism, because she just mentioned colorism. Let's say we decide to talk about colorism and you have given examples of colorism, right? You will now go back to say colorism took place from back in during plantation days, during slavery, where the light-skinned slaves were given better privilege. They had more privileges than those who were dark-skinned. Oh, everybody knows that them they get to work as house slave, all of them fancy dancy. And you using that, you just find somebody, some scholarly article that talks about that, and that is you making your scholarly reference. Everybody understand? All right. And now, Miss, so do we need to show revisionism in all things you write about or no? Not every theme is going to highlight revisionism because not everywhere in the book are you seeing you're seeing revisionism taking place. But there are certain themes that you will see it strong in. For instance, when you talk about colonialism and how it worked, you hear Ann Paul talking about Stuart never liked how him house did stay, but at the same time Stuart loved school. But school was literally made, it was literally a colonized institution. So it was a center of colonialism. So I love school. And then you realize that Annie is serving as a revisionist by going back in history and tweaking the information so Stuart can come off as being top tier from Annie. You understand me? So that is how we go about writing our coming to you about that, Shakira. That is how you go about writing your body. So here I have going back on my what the thing called here, so the Word document, and I have listed the setup and everything. Once again, we're going to switch it to MLA format soon. Just wanted you guys to get a simple understanding of what is happening. My something there is off, my chat is done. So if you're down, so if you're messaging me, you would have to use your voice. I can only see the chats on YouTube.
Hi, Miss.
Go ahead.
How would we link revisionism to social stratification?
All right. The same thing that, all right, watch me. The same way in which it took Stuart going to my place there, what the fancy place called?
Marathon College?
No, man. England. Right? Yeah, so Stuart going to England and realizing that even though we are socially stratified here in Jamaica, based on things such as the color of your skin, you understand me? It took him to realize that when you are in a space like England, you are no longer seen in different levels because you are just classified as Black. You understand me? So while we are here socially stratified because of the color of our skin, because believe it or not, that's how it was basically done here in Jamaica. You were stratified based on the color of your skin. And you know why I say that? Because if you read the book, you realize that Stewart family never have it. Not true. They never have it. Them a struggle to get the things, and because Jessie she want to have big function and so Herman Pocket cannot afford it. Herman Pocket cannot afford it, but it was so important for Jessie to stay in her social strata that she rather broke Herman to have servants, gardener, chef, fancy dinner, tennis court, all of them fandangles there. And it was not necessarily their financial status that got them there, but more so, this is a brown family. Him have one little work over there, so him up in the middle class. You realize that? So when you talk about classism, you can use that to contradict the fact that even though she found herself in the upper middle class, they had to struggle to stay in that class. You understand me? You understand me? Somebody is asking they can have an example of colorism. The mere fact that Jessie did not want Pat to marry the black doctor, Cece. Cece, I'm a sister that Cece. Girl, aren't you in here? You understand me, guys? Everybody get me so far? Everybody get me in the chat too? Everybody get me in the chat too? All right. Somebody asked me, how do we see, somebody just asked, was it in here that talked about the revisionism? Did someone ask me a question about that? And I went, in social stratification, right? So it took Stuart going to England and learning and experiencing how it is over England to realize that what you are teaching me about us being socially stratified based on the color of our skin is garbage. It is garbage. Because when you reach into places like this, you are all considered to be Black people, which somebody unmute now because I hear myself in the background. Which is what paved the way for social mobility through another one like education, the amount of money you have and so it not depend on the color of your skin. You understand me? Danae Gay asked me, she said to me that she thinks that he was doing revisionist thinking before he came to England. And what I want to pinpoint on that, Danae, is that it's not necessarily true because, yes, Andre, and remember you can call me and message me and send me a review if you want some run through. So I send him my number in the chat. I sent it in the waiting room, 5670913. So where was I? Oh, Danae saying that revisionist took place in before he went to England. Revisionist was actually taking place, but by who? Not by Stuart, but by Anne. Because what Anne did is allow us to think that from early days Stuart walk, him no walk. But Anne mentor, so you're not going to Lily your mentor thing. You understand me? Somebody now wants to know, Danae, I'm coming back to you. Somebody now wants to know how would you link the scholarly article after you have given the examples. You need to go research on who's class. It is Marx or some socialist or something. Watch me. This is how you do it. This is not true what I have here. I am just going to write something to give you an example. Marx speaks about classism in his book, Class and Prejudice. I don't know if I spelled prejudice right. Class and Prejudice. Class and Prejudice, comma, 19, open bracket. 1966 close. And stated that the bourgeoisies, that there are two classes of people in society. The proletariats.
Two, miss.
Sorry, baby, not seeing the screen. Like I said, I rely heavily on Google to, not Google, Word to fix my, there we go. There are two classes in society, the proletariats and bourgeoisies. Anybody knows that? We probably got spell bourgeoisies run.
Bourgeoisie. It's not proletariats. It's not that. It's proletariats. PRO.
PROLET. And then you follow on.
Worse speller. Proletariat.
Yes, that one. And bourgeoisie.
I think they'll give me the correct spelling. Yeah, and the bourgeoisie. And then you talk about who the proletariats are and who the bourgeoisies are. You understand me? The main fact that, you know, persons in the higher class are those who are considered to be bourgeoisies, and those in the lower class is considered to be proletariats. So that's you using a scholarly article, just talking about this theme. You understand me?
So we have to include the year that it was said.
Well, you quote it, you're kind of making reference to him, so yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, so just Google. What I have here is not correct information. This is coming off the head. I'm just giving you the basic setup of how to do this part, right? And then
the thing is, I have like, all right, so I have things that he said in the book, like it was from when I did sociology in like high school. So I don't know what year it would be.
Google it. It depends on Google. I did sociology. I did my best friend. Google it, you'll find it pop up. Yeah?
I was just about to say the same thing. So is it possible for me to make reference to a sociology textbook written by somebody talking about Marxist?
I don't know about a textbook, but if someone is speaking from a sociological context, yes. Do you need a scholarly article for every theme? It's not necessarily a scholarly article, but an authorized decision. So if you want to talk about the history, in terms of the history of classism, you can, but it needs to be linked to someone. Where did you learn this from? Which is why we say scholarly articles or references. If you want to talk about what someone's theory about classism is, you can, and you use scholarly articles and references, meaning you can't say Omalora say it. You understand me? You can't say Omalora say it, but you can say Marx said it. You understand me? And that would be you making a scholarly link. Everybody get that part? Everybody get that part? YouTube, everybody get that part?
Yes, miss.
All right, beautiful. So that is, you know, so this is me using a scholarly article. So anything I use a scholarly article that speaks about classism and that kind of links to this, what is in the book. You understand me? Now you can give your personal thinking here, which you can say classism is a form of the plantation society. And you know who speaks about it? Who speak about it? Is it somebody speaks about
Edward Brathwaite.
Brathwaite talks about it, right? Proposed by Brathwaite, Braithwaite, in which he believes it is believed that the Caribbean still represents, the society in the Caribbean still represents that of slavery. Get me? You get me? I'm not tell me then get me.
Yes, Miss, get you.
Thank you. That's you. And that is you, right? Go ahead, Coley. Coley, raise this hand. Go ahead, Coley.
Miss, the fact that he, I guess, applied to be a Rhodes Scholar, Miss, would show that he wasn't always as woke as and would make him appear. Because being a Rhodes Scholar, Cicero was a British imperialist. So
all right, now watch me now. Watch me now. This is where you can put in well, that is you dealing with revisionism, right? And then you can talk about the fact that Paul spoke about Stuart not believing in having classes in our society, but at the same, as a matter of fact, let me type it. Guys hear that? Jesus, why funny people in life? Hey, no shame to my game. That start, in fact. Is which contradicts Paul's claim that Stuart was what? All right, this is me putting it in. It's not flowy, but just so you can see, Cecil Rhodes was a British imperialist. All right, watch me. This is a prime example. I don't know why I keep saying prime, of revisionism taking place. With that, you understand me? So this is me. This is us. As right. Right. There we go. Everybody understand me? Everybody understand me so far? All right, there we go. Hold on. Reading the chats again. No, baby, no, don't say it. There's an actual format to it. It's me just being me. But yeah. Yes, guys. And that is you literally just making your point. So what we have done so far is that we have listed our point, which is classism. We have defined what classism is. We have given examples of classism in the book, and then we have used scholarly referencing, showcasing that classism has been around, classism is a form of the plantation society proposed by Brathwaite, in which it is believed that the society of the Caribbean still represents that of the plantation, right? And so this is you talking about the historical context that classism come from plantation days. You understand me? And you can talk about the fact, and then you can link it to revisionism now, in which you state that Paul speaks so highly of Stuart when it comes on to these aspects and these issues, but are the same aspects and issues where Stuart did embrace. So why is it that Paul's story isn't adding up? Because she went and she literally revisioned what Stuart Hall's life was like growing up. Get me? So this is a typical body. I literally just ran it through with you. Under the Marxist theory of revisionism, what were the words used to describe the Caribbean and the European countries? Let me look for it. Right, guys? And that's it. Now, some people are asking for, I go look for it, Malik. So message me on WhatsApp and I'll give you it. Some people are asking me, yeah, so that is us just doing a point. So going back to the body of the essay where we explain it using scholars and references, which is what we did. And then finally, we linked everything we said back to our thesis and then pave a way for our next point, which means that after you're done write this, you can say something like, classism was in fact, hold on, with this.
Excuse me, miss.
Go ahead.
So could go back, please.
Yeah, man, I go back up.
All right.
But remember that my thing is just us going off the ball. So don't use it word for word, meaning don't use how I set it up with the quotation, the format, yeah?
Yeah,
because I haven't used, yeah, all right. Why we can type in, guys? And
Miss, question.
Go ahead.
So basically, you're supposed to incorporate revisionism or Caribbean history while writing the essay, or can you just do it in a separate paragraph?
No, man. Incorporate it in the essay. Incorporate it in the essay.
For all of the themes that you'll be using.
So if you can, all right. Some things will just call for Caribbean history. Some things will showcase revisionists, and some themes will have both. You understand me? So if you realize that you cannot find a revisionist point for a theme, but you find Caribbean history being shown in it, use that. You see, it's a see it in historical context where you can't see it in revisionist ideas, use the historical context. You see it in revisionist ideas, but you can't see it in historical context, use the revisionist ideas. You get me? Okay. So you're not supposed to write both the teams and then have one paragraph where say XYZ and this is, no, that's not how it works. No. Everybody see this, right? Everybody's seen me make the conclusion. That's it. That's it for your conclusion. What Shakira say? Shakira say, hold on. For the thesis, can you literally rewrite what is being asked, which is to analyze the impact of his work life and Caribbean? All right, here's the thing, baby. You are talking about how Caribbean history and revisionism is reflected in Anne Paul's book about the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall. And you need to show how it is being reflected, which means that you need to show the themes in which this is being reflected in. So when you, I don't know if you came late, but if I may, guys, our introduction that we worked with was from strong assessment of the book. It is believed that Caribbean history and revisionism is seen in Anne Paul's book through themes such as, and we use the themes. You get me, Shakira? All right, go now, person on Zoom. Asking a question. You guys seen the document? I'm giving you a time to take it in. Can remember, so we just, after this, we can go to the personal, we can go to the conclusions, and then I have some themes here and some examples for the themes.
Question.
Go ahead. Don't know who it is. Go ahead.
Dana, you call me Danny.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's fine. I've had worse pronunciations. It's a question I had from a long time ago, and my internet went out a bit. I'm not even sure if you answered it, but you had said that you had said that he fully became a revisionist when he went to England. But wouldn't you say that even as he was growing up? Because from my interpretation, from what I've been reading about what revisionism is and what I was told, it's basically, in my words, when you think outside of the box, when you choose to challenge the norms and step out of the path that society chooses for you, then, or rather, you're challenging history, right? Revisionism is challenging history. Even in the case of him deciding to be close to his father's side of the family, where his mother wouldn't prefer that because that would put his status in society at risk. Wouldn't that be a form of revisionism then, because he's deciding that he doesn't care what people think? Just because they're darker doesn't mean that he's going to throw them away as he's seeing his mother doing. And I remember there was even a part in the book where he said that he couldn't understand his mother's thinking because he thought that people who saw like his mother were not needed and were even a problem to a society that was changing as what Jamaica was changing at that time. He thought that they were like an obstacle.
All right, watch me now. We are not saying that that's not true. We are not saying that the possibility there did not exist. Revisionism in there is true. The author, meaning, Paul. You can put this in your essay as in your book report as well. That the mere fact that Stuart Hall was her mentor means that she has a bias towards this man. And so the possibility exists that Annie, in her book, put Stuart in such a high view, meaning she will say, oh, you know, Saka, in Stuart did one par with his grandmother over there. So, and the possibility exists that at that young age, Stuart David didn't care when he man go down there or not.
He was what they would I call it now? He was naive to everything happening around him.
No, I'm not saying that he wasn't naive, but what I am saying is, somebody said go up a little with the document. All right, let me go up a little.
Diana, can you
please, Dan, please mute the mic.
All right, I'm going to zoom it down so you can see it better. All right, watch me, Dene. Watch me, Dene. We are not saying that is not the case. And I appreciate the fact that you pinpointed there. You can use that. You can use that in your essay to talk about Stuart condemning his mother's way. But while you do that, pinpoint the fact that you see revision is taking place in Annie Paul's writing about Stuart, because at that young age, when society wasn't as woke as we are now through social media and whatnot, how is it that he already they decide say in go power with in grandmother because of the African viewer. So I know have you so hello. I as a young girl, when I was younger, my granny host are the best host figure. Me no know why. Me want go down and my grandmother go spend time. And it's not because of her social background or how she look, because probably at that age, that never mattered to Stuart. It never mattered if grandmother black or not. I'm granny, him just a go look for him granny. And probably at that point he wasn't thinking the way that Paul describes that he was thinking. So Paul just said, wow. Stuart went down there because Stuart wanted to be a part of African culture and he wanted to mix and mingle with his black people. If he then did white, he probably would have gone on there too. In just one going granny house. You understand me? So you want to pinpoint that there is a little bit of bias going on in Annie Paul's writing, because some of the information might not necessarily be how she says it is. So if you want to use the fact and say that revisionist took place from before he left in terms of, and you gave some solid examples. After you do that, remind the reader that Annie Paul speaks from a biased point of view. You get me? So it probably isn't true. Like Miss said it, like I remember Dr. Hall was saying it that some things just the gap now come, some things just now add up. How Stuart loves school but hate in mother, and at the same thing being taught about places. So why you love school? Why you love so about school? Because it's the same thing being taught. You understand me? Do you understand me? Not to mention she's a huge fan. So therefore, you are not. If you are,
I'm sorry, I was answering while they might mute, but yes, I understand, and I'm sorry for the background
that's
feed.
okay. That's okay. What I learned to understand is my mommy is my mother. The apple in my eyes, and it's like my mother perfect, like she sent from heaven. And knowing that someone will not see her like that, but this is my biased view of my mommy. Think about it in terms of how Anne Paul talked about Stuart. She wanted it to come up as in a from man in the little boy. No way, Mado. You understand me? So if you're going to speak about revisionists and talk about Stuart Hall, please emphasize as well that this is the point that, there's still a point that someone asks if we put it in the personal view. No, you put that throughout your essay. When you talk about colonizing, when you talk about classism, and you hear Dene Gale giving an example that Stuart Hall did not understand he condemned his mother's preaching and living by class, and because he saw his grandparents just as equal as everybody else. That is you talking about underclassism. That's you talking underclassism, and that is revisionism happening underclassism. You understand me? You don't talk about this in your personal view. That's not what you talk about. Yes, I see 2 hands raised. Go ahead, Sanique. How many see hands them are raised? Dene, Gail, and Adrian. Adrian, you have your hands raised. Go ahead, Adrian, and let me see what's happening in the chat.
Good night, Miss. Good night, everyone. Miss, regarding the part where you were talking about in the book when he was saying that Hall hated his house, but yet still he found peace at school. Would that also be like an example of revisionism?
Yes,
revisionism in colonialism? Seeing that JC was
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So someone also messaged and said, can we have more than one revisionist example for a theme? Yes, you can. Can you have the same revisionist example in 2 different themes? Yes, you can. Guys, I believe that revisionism is the part that is messing you guys up. But listen, it is a wide topic. There is no set way to look at it. As long as you can pinpoint in the book where something was literally revised and looked on, or the person twists around something now and it's a little bit different from the original way, that's revisionism taking place. You understand me? All right. So moving from this, do we understand how we set up our body? We have gone through the introduction. We have done the body. Somebody had asked me to lift the screen. I'm going to lift it a little bit more. Remember that what I have here is not necessarily the exact format of how you do the essay. Seeing that JC, oh, Yannick, JC was a traditional high school, and traditional high schools followed the British curriculum because what they were doing was basically what Marxist talks about in terms of education is that the capitalist uses education to create perfect workers. So you use a traditional high school to create persons who learned the British lifestyle, understand this is what they're growing up and being taught, and then later on, these are the persons who will govern the country by using the British lifestyle. So JC was a colonialist school. I think he was a planter who had started JC, and just now make no sense. So all the 7 years Stuart did it till him all a head boy. Him name all of them something there. You get what I'm saying, class? How is it that you're happy in a school when this is what you are preaching again? You get what me I say? That is revisionism taking place. And somewhere Anna said, nah, adopt a conformative society, right? That's what education in colonialism and education by Marxist say. You create students so that they can conform, them listen, them follow, them worship what the British people them say. All right. So you see, this like guys, question them something here. You read the book and Anya say him never like him host because of the colonial rules, and him not like in society because of classism. But at the same time, the school that Annie say him live and love, it's the same thing happening there. So you can see revision is taking place through Anne Paul's writing. She is revisiting history. She's changing it because she's biased. You get me? You get me? I'm a friend when we meet in a 1996, and I'm a mentor. I'm not gonna style the man in my book, Our Time Dead. Pretty up him team. You get me? That is how revisionism is showed. Or shown. Words with grammar, I can only read it, can't say it. I could make that different, but then talk to me, Ramiz. Talk to me, Ramiz. We're here to learn. Thank you, Adrian. All right. So this is us with the body. Go ahead, Go ahead.
Me seeing that, I think Annie Paul said that, as I said, school was an escape. But looking at it, you can say because his family was dysfunctional. You know, you remember that JC was always in contention with Stuart's dad, and his sister went mad, and then his brother went blind. So you could say that school was actually like the escape from all of that. From those factors. Yeah, from all of that. But you can use that, or you can use the other one because they say the book report is what you see it as.
But here's the thing, you speak of that, right? And you speak of a dysfunctional family. But at the same time, all right, this is what if you want to use the escape part, all right, fine. But at the same part, when Annie talks about Stuart's time at JC, she speaks of it as if he enjoyed it. I mean, this was her head boy. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, I get your escape part, and I get that, and that is a solid point. So it can be looked at this way, and it can look at the point that how is it that the child is
Yeah, I understand what they're saying.
Yeah. How was he not known to be on the verge of being expelled? How is it that he did not question, why are you teaching me this type of literature in class, sir? Why are you teaching me this type of history in class, sir? Why me can't hear about any of the maroons, sir? You get what me I say? Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. And yes, somebody just Gennaro is that, and Gennaro emphasized on YouTube. It's listen, Hello, anything you say is perfectly fine once you can back it with your examples and a reference. It is what you are interpreting from reading the book. You understand me? So anything you write in your book report, once you can back it with some solid points, you're on your way because it is what you interpreted from the book. So this is our body. We talk about the point. We give a definition of the point if we want to. We give the examples. We give scholarly link where we talk about the plantation society. We also talk about revisionism in the fact that he hated classism and all that, but at the same time, he still took a Rhodes Scholar and he still fancied what was happening in school. And at the same time, it just not add up what Rhodes is saying. And even if you want to look at the part where Stuart go to church, you gonna people in church and them talk about God and say, you join the, I never remember any saying join the church. I must see some girl or whatever and join the church. And then in turn around and give the mic to preach. And this boy go preach about emancipate yourself from mental slavery. But God there, a God we want to hear about. That's why you get the mic, brother Stu. So all them something that just not add up, because in those days and even in this contemporary society, when you are called for a church, the church don't tackle social issues. Church preach solely on God. How is it that Stuart afford to get a mic, to talk about? It just not, some things that Anna said did not add up, simply because she was doing revisionism to make sure that Stuart came out as top tier from morning. You understand me? All right, so that is our body. Let's go again. No, I'm saying that Rhodes, the Cecil Rhodes is a white man, and not just a white man, but a British imperialist, which it add up with what if I am an activist, a political activist, and someone who advocates for equality and integration and us being superior, and so why am I gonna take up myself, apply for the white man scholarship of all man, Cecil Rhodes? You understand me, Sanique? All right, so guys, and after we give the points and link the scholarly article, with these we conclude, we give our we end our, I just saw me a try, stupid button. Understand button, you know. We link everything back by giving our final ending, which is what I have there. With these, with these evidence, with these evidences, thank you, it is without a doubt that classism is a strong theme to show how Caribbean history and revisionist ideas, were reflected in Ann Paul's book. Go ahead, two participants raise their hand. Go ahead, Andreen, because I'm going to the conclusion now. No, Tiwana, you're done too? All right, let me see the chat. Let me see the chat on YouTube. I mean, understand, because I mean, and that means that Ali, I mean, no, say evidence can pluralize, but yes, we will have better parts. So after we give our 1, 2, 3, 4 points and take on that particular format, we come to a conclusion. Our conclusion will include a summary of everything that was discussed and the personal view of the book. You see the part where I said talk about the importance of the book to understanding Caribbean civilization, that comes after personal view. You understand me? The personal view now asks you, do you like this book? Did it at any way whatsoever soothing, relaxing vibes say I choose to use matriarchy as one of the themes. About that, it can be done, and there are actually parts in the book that talks about matriarchy, and I will be giving you guys a YouTube link that speaks about it as well. Yes, son? Somebody said miss? All right, so we're going through the conclusion. So it gives you a summary of everything, which means that you will literally be just giving that small summary, basically everything you just said in the paragraph. But no conclusion work. Talk about, and then you give your personal view. Was this book enlightening? Did this book provide a better understanding of who we are as a people? Did this book help you to understand Caribbean civilization, the actual course? You understand me? And you're putting that so that when they say this is what you do for your, what it say? For your personal view, that is all they want you to do. Do not say, I enjoy the course, I believe the course, I believe. Keep it third person. So the course was quite enjoyable. The themes were heavily showed. The book allowed a better understanding of Caribbean civilization. You understand me, my side? That's how you lock off your something. So that is you giving a personal view. And then of course you put a little sweet part, because this is how I ended mine when I did mine was I'd say something like this. This is my, like, this would be my last sentence. Is who we are as a Caribbean people. Something like this. So this would have been my last sentence. So my end it off with a, like a touch of fancy dancy. You get me? And I end my essay. You don't need to have a whole lot of information for everything, because what will end up happening is that you will end up surpass 2,500 words and end up gone out 3,000, 4,000. We don't want that. You get me? 3 people enter the waiting room, and then time they are not enter the waiting room. We don't. Everybody get me? Do we understand what do we understand? Do we have a better understanding of how to approach the book report?
Yes, Miss. And the shot service.
If you don't understand, one, there will be, I think there will be a session tomorrow by Sandy Miller. You can go there. 2, there's a YouTube video by Gart who talks about it and use this exact book. You can watch that. And 3, my number, I'm going to put it in the Zoom chat and I'm going to put it in the YouTube chat. You can message me. You can ask anybody who texted me today. I took the time out and I asked you when you're free, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna talk to you about your where you need to fix up from, where you need to fix up. You understand me? I will put it in the YouTube as well. I not have no problem, because here sometimes somebody after the phone, somebody may I tell you the truth. And the thing is, it's very easy when you're done. I will put the link for the YouTube video there as well. When you're finished and you submit the essay, I just say, Jesus, look what that's something I did you just need to understand what you need to do. I'm going to share with you as well. I think a lot of you see this going around in your different group chats, and you're probably not paying it as much mind as you should, but it's actually very helpful if you're too lazy to read the book. Although you guys should read the book, but I know some of you not gonna read the book, and that's fine. No, it's not. It's not fine, but dirt. You're grade, you're dirt. It's loading because I want to share it with you before you go, so you can take a screenshot or do what you need to do, and of course I'll email it to you. Will the session be recorded to view for later? It will be on the Mary C. Cole Hall's page. That's the page you see it here, Mary C. Cole Hall's page, and yes, it will be up for you to view later, without a doubt. Loading it in the Gmail, going back in my chat. Yeah, man, guys, I mean, and let me tell you, even if it's not Caribbean civilization, I know majority of you are first years. And you know, a lot of persons don't say it to you yet, but I'm going to say it to you now. It's, guys, UNO can help each other. You hear me? Not necessarily for the book report, but in school, help each other. Because the actual space that we're supposed to be in, I mean, I tell you, say it would have better if we did help each other. You understand me? So help somebody. You see somebody has struggle with something where you know, help them. You understand me? Give them a little boost because we need it. A lot of persons out here really and truly need it. And so if you can help, take your time out and help. This is the thing that I was talking to you guys about. I'm allowing it to open so you guys can see it. Yeah, man, guys. Oh, and if you have any question in particular about something in your essay, reach out to me now. Reach out to me now. Once again, my number and my something there is in the chat. Reach out to me now.
Miss, the second time me I tell you, me take service. Take to the look on that. Yeah, miss, I second time I tell you, me take service, just look on that.
You say?
Me say me text you.
All right, no problem, no problem, no problem.
I send a text again.
No problem, no problem, no problem. All right, I'm opening up the PDF and I'm going to share the screen so you guys can see it. And take
my own?
No, man, my own. No, man. No, man. No, man. Not style the thing. Not style the thing. All right, guys. Opening up the. Opening up. All right. Are you seeing my screen? Oh, I can't see it on YouTube. Hold on, guys. I can see it over here. I don't know. Tell me if you see my screen, yeah, guys, because YouTube takes a little.
Yes, I'm receiving.
Oh, yes, you are. All right, guys. You probably have seen this around, and I'm telling you, Alia is a huge contribution to some of these things. So God bless Alia. So I don't know if you guys have seen this around. But it gives you where you can find the points when you're talking about a particular topic. You seen it? Yeah? All right, beautiful. You guys are seeing it. Sanique is not seeing it. Sanique, if you're not seeing it and you want me to send it to you, message me. Yeah. So you seeing it my side? Yes. So a lot of you probably see it around and not pay it no mind, but me I tell you, man, especially for those who don't really look like on learning much from the book, from reading the book, come invest in this. Invest in this. You understand me? So yeah, this is it in a nutshell. What it's about. Ask for your classmates to send it. I think each classmate in each Carib group have this, and we want to big up Sammy's private Cape tutoring, because I know we have to Sammy. Big up Sammy's private Cape tutoring. This is me giving her credit. That's what you need to do. And yeah, guys, as well as Garth Grant. Garth Grant has a video that he did. It's an animated video. I mean, I just say, let me see if we find, because I think we are opening it some time ago. I'm telling you, man, but I'm not gonna watch the video, but I just go let you guys see the man. Garth Grant's animated
Miss?
Last year, yes, go ahead.
I sent the link to Garth's video in the chat.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, man. Gary was the one who used to stream the things, but last year when we were streaming mine, could the audio work? Could the audio work? I'm saying yes. Every time I come in here, the audio don't work. Embarrassment. But let me find it. And Sandy as well. Mine is there, but I'm telling you guys, you could barely hear me, so you would be just sitting there looking at the screen for But let me just show you. Yeah, man. And Gar was at, because I think Gar did it last year, and Gar was at both classes, both lecturing, man. I tell him, man, Gar, yeah, a video, them I tell you, say, yeah, so rely, invest in Gar's video. See it here. Yeah, man, and God give cartoon and everything. And says animated video, and it was uploaded 1 month ago. And gives you basically all the themes to at the end of the his thing. So you can yeah. All right, David Young, you would have to email me because email me after. Yes, guys. So that's it. Yeah, that's the show, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to come contact me, or you can say it here. But if you're finished for the night and you want to go read your book and start, for those who have not started, please take the opportunity and do it. Yeah.
Miss, there was
Yes,
a
hon.
page. There was a page in a Word document where you were showing obvious themes in the book. You can go back to it after you showed every day.
Oh yes, 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 yes. If I know how to, yeah, am I doing it right? Obvious themes in the book, obvious themes in the book. Yeah, there we go. Seen it?
Yes, thank you. But I still want to see if my 4 did it, basically.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, guys. Yeah, man. You can, like I'm telling you, man, don't, because my way of teaching could be, it's very much different than the typical way of teaching because I talk, that's what I do. I'm not necessarily the type that will give you PowerPoints and me, I go just talk to make sure say you understand. But Sandy will probably give you pinpoint, and me not sham nobody sure. If you have the time tomorrow and you still don't understand, go ahead and watch, go ahead and go to Sunday's thing. But that's it for me and sessions. I hope that you guys learned a little. Who may learn, I'm sorry, probably next year. I don't know. Yeah, guys, thank you for your time and I hope you guys have a good night. If anything, I'm gonna send, once again, I'm sending my number into the chat because nothing wrong with the email, but I think I get the number. When you WhatsApp me, I will get it easier. Yeah, guys, so that's it for tonight. Have yourselves a good night and stay safe. Yeah.
Miss,
Yeah, guys,
thank we for time. Thank you for your time. We are talking about.
No, man, happy time,
Yes, thank
guys.
you.
Okay, you want to stick around.
Yeah, you sacrificed your time,
Thank
so
you
thank you
very
so
much,
much.
Miss. You really helped me. Plus,
Yeah, man, each one help one, man.
Thank you,
That's
Miss.
how we do it anyway. You're welcome, guys. So all the best. If you need a run through, I'm right here. No, nothing. Rami said, what you know, you know, I want to come back. Yeah, guys, that's it, guys. Have a good night, guys. Do I know how to turn off the things then? No. Am I going to wait until somebody come and do it? Yes.
click the leave button. It's the down at the bottom of the screen.
Bye, Omi.
Bye, guys.